Am I starting or you starting?
I can start. Hey
Okay.
guys, what is up? Welcome to 2025 end of year wrap up for Two Guys One Game, Two Guys One Show. Uh, we're gonna do a double header this episode. We're gonna go over just go over our year of what we played and everything like that, and what we've been playing over the past few months, since we kind of haven't done any like debriefs of what we've been playing recently. I think in like the second half of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, of course, y'all saw like Death Stranding too, of course. But
Right, but that wasn't a channel.
otherwise,
That wasn't something we played for the channel.
yeah, it wasn't like anything like that. But overall, what did you think of 2025?
Well, first at the top of the episode, I just wanted to say, also, I'm saying this in all the videos right now. We're very close to 500 subscribers. It was a goal for us. We didn't hit it last year, but that's okay. We're very close. Appreciate all the support so far. But if you like any of our content or you enjoy any of this, please just like, comment, subscribe. It really does mean a lot. And I appreciate everybody who kind of came through last year and is like kind of new. So thank you so much. And second, I wanted to say, just so that everybody knows, because it'll be in the title probably, we're going to do the wrap up, but then we're also going to do like a normal topic because we wanted to kind of talk about like new game IPs. So stick around for that. But back to your question. Sorry, my faithful co
Like my
host.
question. My
Um,
question. I don't.
your question was how I felt about 2025. So,
Oh yes,
like for the
yes.
channel,
Sorry.
obviously, not in general. You don't want to hear that. But for the channel, I mean, I think behind the scenes, if we want to get a little meta, which we do anyway, I think it was a little bit rocky, but I'm glad
Yeah.
that we stuck through it. And I think this year was like 10 times better, honestly, even though it was like a lot more difficult, I think, for you and I personally. Just with a bunch
Yeah.
of shit that went on, and I mean, I think Evil West is the best example. Like, not only with like technical issues and then just like scheduling, like kind of fell through. We do want to get back to that eventually, but we'll probably save it for a more like Halloweeny time of year.
Yeah.
But overall, like I mean, I think it was pretty good. I think we played some interesting stuff and like showed off some interesting stuff, some stuff that I'd never heard of. I mean, we're going to talk about it, but like hydrophobia, I would have never rang in my mind. I think as goofy and dumb as it was, I think Fossil Fuel 2 was a lot of fun for me. I don't know about you, and yeah, I think overall, like, I think things are good. I've really enjoyed where we've taken the podcast. I think it's kind of been like our heavy hitter as far as like content, and I'm glad that people are enjoying it. It means a lot because the podcast is a little bit of like my baby, and I think the retrospectives and I think Death Stranding 2 is like a great example, and we've got some other ones cooking as well of just like games that you and I play mutually that don't make it on the channel. I think those videos do great, and I'm really happy about that because that's some of my most fun videos to make. Because you and I will have the conversation anyway, so we might as well put it out there. Is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But how do you feel? How do you feel about 2025?
I was pretty happy. I think I'm happy with the like going back. I'm happy with the quality upgrade. But yeah, of course, sometime like this year, I went to Europe for a bit, so I was gone for like a month and a half almost, and so like that kind of put a hammer, a
Hammer.
wrench
Put
in
a hammer
things.
and a nail in it.
Yeah, put a hammer and nail in it, pinned it up. So yeah, we got some weird episodes, uh some weird stuff going on during that time.
Oh, weird is
A little
good.
less
People like
videos,
weird.
but yeah, definitely different. I feel like we've kind of become more maybe condensed with like content and
Yeah, I
the
would say
way we
succinct.
commentate. Yeah, it's definitely different. Like we had so much chaotic stuff, which is fun. I love
And
some
we
of our
still, I
chaotic
mean, it still
videos from
happens.
last
I
year.
think Kingdom Hearts
Yeah,
is, especially the upcoming episodes, will probably get a
yeah,
little chaotic. But I mean, I do think I agree with you there. I think as far as content overall, we've definitely tacked it down to the stuff that I think is like really like actually works and like people enjoy for the most part. Because I think like the podcast and like the when we do like the bigger let's plays, I think that's like really where things kind of hit it off. Like I love doing the one shots, and I think sometimes we get a really good one, but that is kind of us just throwing stuff at the wall. But I think overall, like the bulk majority of our content, we've done a pretty good job at like kind of figuring out where we sit with that stuff. And obviously, we're always going to evolve and change. But I agree.
yeah, definitely. And some of the games, I guess, what that we've
Well,
actually
well,
beat
hold
this
on. Let me
year.
ask you, what was your
What's up?
favorite of the games that we played this year?
My favorite of the games we played in 2025. Shoot, dude. Like it's tough. I really like the beginning of Indiana Jones, and that game kind of fell off for me a little bit. Uh, Alien was a little crazy and all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
That game was a little wild. Yeah, we had some one shots that were fun. We had Blood Rain, we had Secret
I totally
Service,
forgot about doing Blood Rain.
uh, Zombie U or whatever, Zombie Not You,
Yeah.
Sonic Colors, uh, what else?
Sonic
Oh,
Colors.
Pokemon,
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that we did that.
uh, Pokemon, yeah, Fossil Fuel, Hydrophobia, a little bit of Evil West, and yeah, that was it for that year. And honestly, I don't know my favorite. It's
I'm
kind of
assuming
hard.
your favorite is Pokemon because it's like the most like like
It might have been. I feel like some of the conversations we had on there were like insane.
yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
I think
and it
Pokemon was
was
my favorite series of the year. Like I think it was the best like overall between our like, conversations and like just having fun with making those episodes because I think a lot of the other stuff we were doing like kind of got bogged down and stuff. Like Indiana Jones I think is the best example. And again, a little bit behind the scenes, but obviously you can probably see it in the videos too. Like I feel like you just kind of like, and I didn't play it, but I almost felt it as well. Just like watching it, it kind of just became a drag after a while. Like it really
yeah,
wasn't. It started off strong, and I think that's because the presentation is really good, and like everything about the game, like presentation wise and like voice acting and all that, it sells it. But I think the real problem is that the gameplay just doesn't seem to be there.
yeah, and it's weird because I think like it's masterfully like done. Like everything about it is like really well done. It feels like Indiana Jones. It is the heart of Indiana Jones, which I'm like, oh, this works as like a game. Um, where something like a game I really love, Uncharted, like that's more action. Like there's way more stuff going on in that than your average like Indiana Jones adventure. Like this is like Indiana Jones to a T, which is it's fun to play and like live it out. I do think if you play the side quests and stuff like that, it's probably a lot better, and you get like more stamina and stuff for your melee. That was my big problem. Is dude, why is Indiana Jones throwing 5 punches and then dying,
Yeah, I
and
think
you can't do anything?
I think something like this channel and doing like the let's plays and stuff has really made me realize, and I don't know, I think maybe we've talked about this, but like I think part of it is just it's so hard to tell what games are going to be annoying to record and what are going to be fun. Like,
Yeah,
I think Indiana Jones is one of those ones you assume that it would be enjoyable to record, but then like you get into it and it feels like it's one of those things like maybe it's a game that's better if you're not like forcing yourself to play it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You're just like kind of going through it. But like then Kingdom Hearts I think is the opposite example so far. I mean, we've recorded a decent amount of that.
yeah,
And I was honestly worried like, and I don't know if I said that to you, that like I wasn't going to really be enjoying it, and I'm having a great like blast with it, even though it is a little bit grindy, and all that stuff. And so I think there's always that kind of dichotomy. Even Alien for me like got a little bit sloggy towards the end, just like having to like push myself to finish it because like on my
yeah.
own time, it would have been different. And I'm not complaining because like I want to do the channel and I have a lot of fun with it. And I think sometimes that's the fun of it is when a game is kind of making things difficult. I think that's when we get into our most chaotic conversations.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do think as far as like gameplay and like enjoying the games, sometimes it does change things. It's almost my fear of like playing games right when they come out, which I think Indiana Jones is one of the only ones we've really done with that.
Yeah, definitely. I believe so.
Yeah, and I think maybe Still Wakes the Deep, but that I don't know if that
Yeah,
really counts in the same way.
yeah, and that was complete. That was like a completely different vibe. And
Well, it's
that's a
like
short
two
game.
hours long. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a completely different vibe too. I like feel like that was a really fun series. And it
yeah.
was short and fun.
I still think Still Wakes the Deep, even though that was 2 years ago. I still think that's one of our best series. So if you haven't
Yeah,
watched that,
definitely.
go check it out. But yeah, I think like it's just you can never really tell what game is going to be like that, and that can put a hamper on things. And I think when you play a game that's new that you're like excited to play, but we're doing it for the channel, that's always been my fear with it, like doing like games right when they come out because I want to do Metal Gear Solid Delta, and even though I've played 3 before, so it probably would be pretty easy for me to bust through it. It's still just like there's a difference in personal enjoyment, and that's why I think I love the retrospective episodes of this show so much. It's like something like Death Stranding, and spoiler alert, we're doing Clair Obscur next. Like those games that we've been able to enjoy off the main channel, and I still like record gameplay and stuff. Like in the event that we do those things. But I think those games, I get to sit with them a little more, and I think that makes it a different experience. And I almost think, and maybe you can validate, but like I think that Indiana Jones kind of seems like that. Something maybe would have been a little bit better if he sat with it a little more. But I also think the
Yeah,
gameplay really did just drag it down, and it's why I haven't played it myself personally.
yeah. I think it's such a tough thing to do too because like I don't know. It's some things like Indiana Jones wasn't a game I was like, oh my god, I need to play it. Like it was like, oh cool, they're making an Indiana Jones game, and it's from the Wolfenstein crew. That's sick.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't like, oh my god, like Death Stranding 2 is like a game I'm like, I need to lock in, play this by myself, and experience the story without getting bogged down by, not saying like bogged down by conversation, but there's like parts when you like you want to lock into the story
Right.
and just sit there, and that's so hard to do when you're doing.
It's kind of counterintuitive to our show.
Yeah,
That's almost why I think playing games that we've played before is better,
yeah,
because it's just like, oh, I got the itch to play this game, but I don't really need to pay attention. So it's like Kingdom Hearts is that great example. We both played that game multiple times.
yeah,
So it's like I'm just enjoying it for the sake of enjoying it because it's a good game. And I'm not like,
definitely.
killing myself to like listen to every cutscene so I don't miss something. And so yeah, I think there is, and again, it's one of the like what we were talking about earlier, where like one of I think the things that's been great about this year is kind of like figuring out what we want to do with content, and I think that's like what we need to do continually, and I think that's one of the things we're starting to learn, like what kind of games are better to pick, and I think we're getting much better at it. And I also think we've kind of decided behind the scenes, but like to pick like kind of go back to what we originally did and just kind of like do one thing at a time,
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
try and do.
Most of them I was going to mention when we were talking about, because Indiana Jones and Alien, we're both doing those at the same time, and we're both doing like long recordings. But it's like hard when you're like, all right, we almost do a week of just Alien or Indy, and then you're like, okay, we're ahead, so we got to record the other one, or we're behind, so we have to record this week.
Yeah, I think it's.
Like,
Oh, sorry.
no, I was just saying like it forces you to be like, oh, I have to play this game. Maybe I'm like, oh, I'm kind of enjoying. Like you don't almost get a break to enjoy a game almost when you're like, okay, well, we don't get to play this week. Even if I was enjoying it and having a lot of fun, we don't get to play this week because we're doing this instead.
I think obviously in a perfect world, like if we were doing this at like full time, and maybe one day in the grand ether, but I mean even then, like I do kind of enjoy this as a hobby as well. Not that that matters, but I'm saying in a perfect world, if it was all of our time and we had all the time to figure it out, then maybe we could do 2 or 3 series at a time. But I think something we've realized doing this is kind of like a side hobby thing is like it is better for us to just pick something that we can both kind of sit with, and do instead of like trying to break it up like that. Because I was feeling the same way with Alien. Like there would be some times and episodes where I was like ready to just like go and like keep doing it. And I feel like you probably felt that way with Indiana Jones too. And then there were other times where I was like, fuck, I don't want to. And we like have to record an episode of this. And so I think like just the timing on that and like between the two of us too. It's also because I think like splitting the games between the two of us, it's almost hard to like make it fair for both parties in that way, like at all times, which is, it is what it is. But kind of back to talk about the games themselves a little bit, just like that's why I was saying I think Pokemon was probably like, at least if I'm assuming what like your like most enjoyed playthrough was, it's probably Pokemon because it's Pokemon. It's easy, it's just like fun romp around. And I had a lot of fun with that series because we just sat and played Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought we just had some like fun stuff going on. There was.
It's one of those autopilot type things, because you just played it so many times.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I've played general Pokemon so many times.
Right,
I've not played. I've not played.
But you know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah, it was cool too. I will say because I played that game up to like the 7th gym or something like that. So it's cool to actually be able to like go through and finish it.
Yeah, well, and I think that's another thing is like, taking games that you want to finish. That is one of the strengths of doing this. Is that when we do it as a series, I want to finish it. Yeah. Like Alien. I'll be honest, and I enjoyed Alien, my playthrough of it. For the most part. But, like, it's a game, if I played it on my own, I don't know if I'd finish it. To be honest. It's one of those games, like, maybe I'd, like, jump into for a couple hours and maybe be like, come back to it a year later, And so that is a good thing. I think that's a positive aspect of doing the channel and all that, is that sometimes you play something and you do it. Like, you have to do it. And I think there is kind of a rewarding aspect to that. Because I think we'll probably talk about it later when we're done talking, like, mostly about the channel. And maybe we can kind of cycle this in about like starting games and not finishing them, because I feel like that has been the story of me playing games this year, is I've just started a bunch of games and not finished. Now I have finished some of them that I really enjoyed, but like I think my big example kind of behind the scenes is I tried to play the first Resident Evil and I couldn't get through it. I kept trying and finally I was like, no, can't do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like some of the games that I was like trying to beat. I really locked in at the end of this year and beat like a bunch of games.
Did you beat like 3 games in a week?
I beat 4 games in a week.
Holy shit. So what was it? Clair Obscur, Hell is Us.
Hell's Us, Atomic Heart, and finally finished Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah, that's a crazy like thing to do. I mean, obviously, not that you played the entirety of all the games in 1 week, but
No, like those were ones like I restarted Atomic Heart like a couple months ago, and I was like, I just need to lock in and beat this because I really. We'll talk about that later, but I did enjoy that game a lot.
yeah,
It just like, and I honestly felt like this is like a really good. As much as like last year was uh, like oh my god. Well, even no, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm trying to think of games that came out last year, and I'm honestly like less like oh my god. I don't know why. Like last year, I was like okay, yeah, that was a good year, but I think I'm thinking more this year. But I don't know. Overall,
wait,
this was like a great
are
year
you
for
saying
games.
last year as in 24 or last year as in
Yeah,
25?
2024. Sorry.
Well, I
Um,
mean, I think for you, I would say like Stellar Blade. That was a big one. I know you were
oh
like
yeah.
really into, and then Warhammer came
Oh,
out.
Space Marine 2.
Space
Yeah.
Marine is what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
But
so yeah,
but
it
it
was
is
a big,
probably
big year
hard.
for me. Yeah, and this year was also really good. Like I
Yeah.
found some games.
I mean, I think in general we're being spoiled as far as
Yeah,
gaming is going. At least as far as like action gaming and like stuff like that is going, because we've been getting some like really really good stuff.
yeah. Shooters on the other hand, nah.
Well, I mean,
Shooters been pretty bad.
yeah, I mean, there's a couple diamonds in the rough out there that are like decent or okay or even maybe good.
Yeah,
But definitely, I think shooters have taken a downturn. But that's fine by me because I'm honestly like, as far as my roots are concerned with games, I'm much more into turn-based games and action games than I am into shooters.
I did, see. I don't like. I'm. You know, I'm a huge RPG guy. I
Yeah,
got my fucking bazillion PS2 RPGs I've been collecting.
yeah.
And
Do
I
you have
love.
all of them yet?
No, I don't have all of them yet. It's gonna be a while still. Probably some of them are expensive. But like overall, it's just like I have a comfort. Like I think I love RPGs and I love playing them, and they are comfort games, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're not like oh, I can quick knock
Claire
this out.
Obscure
And
is
have,
not a comfort game, but most turn-based RPGs are comfort games. Yes.
yeah, and like I can't just sit there and be like, oh, let me just sit and bang out a 6-hour campaign in like
Yeah.
a couple days.
Well,
Like,
that
I
is the
can't do
beauty
that.
of like shooters for sure.
Yeah, and I do like that, and like of course, in 2024 we played like Metro, and stuff like that, and I was like, that's fun to just get through a shooter once in a while, but
Oh
we
God.
really haven't got that recently.
Sorry,
And
I got distracted. I think there was like a piece of food on my mouth. I really hope not. That's disgusting. If so, I don't know what the fuck.
But yeah, even like I like tried playing Battlefield 6 campaign, that was bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't even try the campaign. I enjoyed the beta. I think I put the video up on the channel.
Yeah,
But I really enjoyed the beta, and then I don't know if I've talked about this in videos, but we tried to play the game when it came out. I bought it for $70, and it fucking cooked my PlayStation. Like, every time I would play it for more than, like, 10 minutes, it would just shut my PlayStation off. Which I guess was a bug, because I guess it was a bug that people had in the beta that I didn't have. And then when I got the full version of the game, I did have it, and I mean, you were there, you were around. I was fucking livid. Honestly, I have not played it since then. I would like to re-download it and see if it's working better, but honestly, I don't even really care that much. I'll just take the fucking hit. Because PlayStation, for those who are saying, why didn't you just get a refund? PlayStation doesn't do refunds because they're evil. But
yeah. The only time I've ever gotten a refund, they're like, "This is the one time you'll ever get."
yeah, I think you get one. Because I think I got one years ago for something fucking stupid. Like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, I remember I just completely lied to PlayStation. Hopefully they don't hear this and ban me forever. But dude, I just straight up lied to him. I was like, yeah, my cousin bought the wrong, like I bought the wrong version of MK11, I think, or something like that, like years ago. And I was like, yeah, I meant to buy the Ultimate Edition because the like Ultimate Edition was super cheap with all the characters and shit.
Yeah.
And then that one, I bought the normal edition and the
For like $60.
season pass wasn't on sale. No, it was still like $10, something like that. And then the season pass was full price. And I was like, oh shit, I should have just bought this one for $20 with all the characters pass. And I was like, I lied to him. Like, I already own this version.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so silly. Like, they're like no refunds policy. It's like so. The other thing about PlayStation, just as like a tangent aside, and we've probably talked about this before, but the thing that really pissed me off about PlayStation and the PlayStation Store is like you look at like Steam. I don't know if Xbox does this, but like Steam, if you buy like a game that is in a collection, the collection becomes cheaper for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know, does Xbox do that?
I'm not sure. I haven't really bought
Well,
any
anyway,
game, to be honest.
the fact that PlayStation doesn't do that is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because like had games from like series or whatever, and then I'm like, oh, the collection's really cheap, but it's like the collection would be like $2.99 for me if they took out the game that I already own. You know what I mean? Like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one thing that makes me mad because like I own the MGS 1 and 2, the like remasters, and MGS 3, of course. I did buy that one, but like even if I wanted to buy that one, I'd either have to pay $20, or if I wanted the collection, I'd have to pay 50 or whatever.
Ridiculous.
So it's like so dumb.
So ridiculous. I mean, I am a Sony pony at the end of the day. Like it's my heart, but like they are evil, and I know they're evil. But also,
everybody's evil.
Well, everybody's evil, and of course, yes, everybody's evil. You just gotta know. It's good to know.
At least Steam will fight for you.
That's true. I will say Steam kind of isn't evil. I mean, like they're evil in certain ways. I'm sure that like I'm not like thinking about, but like Steam, as far as gaming is concerned, is like the last bastion.
They're evil for not releasing Half-Life 3 to many people.
Wow. To many people. I've never played either of the originals, so I don't have an opinion. I'm sure that's gamer sacrilege, but oh well. I kind of lost track of what we were talking about, but are we still doing a wrap up?
We were talking. Yeah, we're. I
do
kind of want to go.
Yeah,
I think this would be kind of fun. We played like 6 games this year. How would you rank them overall of what we did? Because to me, 100% Sonic Colors is bottom.
Oh yeah, F tier. I'm gonna be honest.
That is like the bottom.
I haven't played a 3D Sonic game since I was a kid. Well, I guess it's 2D, 3D, whatever. But like, I really haven't played any Sonic games other than like I think I played Mania a little bit, and I've never been huge in Sonic. I like the originals. They're fun little platformers or whatever. And I was like really excited for Colors because I thought it looked cool, and I was like, oh, this will be fun and it'll be easy. We could just get through it. That was one of the most frustrating experiences I've ever had trying to record like videos ever.
Yeah, that was rough.
It's kind of like
Pac-Man Real Bad,
which nobody has seen.
You guys didn't get to see that. Well, maybe. No, I don't think you guys even got to see that in the clip show when I rage quit.
No, because I didn't have your audio, I think, or I didn't have my audio for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that was bad. But like Sonic Colors, really, that's F tier. That is the worst series of the games we played. That's the worst.
Yeah, and I think probably Hydrophobia is above that.
Well, you played it. You can tell me. I mean, it didn't look fun.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like the worst game. It just was kind of
like we said when we were playing it, and I think kind of like we like read into it a little bit. Like it was a tech demo, kind of sorts. It feels like there were ideas there that were never fleshed out or like expanded upon.
Like it's not even a real story. It's like it's 2 hours and nothing gets resolved.
No, it's like an Unreal tech demo type thing. Is like basically what it is. Like and for what it is, I will give it credit that it's like decent looking for the time that it came out, and it has like ideas. And I'm sure there were some mechanics that we missed at some point. But other than that, like I feel like Hydrophobia is probably close to the bottom as far as things are concerned.
Yeah.
And then Fossil Fuel 2, I think, is in the middle somewhere. It's an interesting little thing that I found. Dangerous Bob, if you ever want to come on the show and announce Fossil Fuel 3, we will play it. I think Fossil Fuel is goofy and fun in like concept and in gameplay. It's not like a bad shooter or anything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it is what it is. And I think that's what I think about Fossil Fuel and why I would rank it way higher than Hydrophobia and Sonic Colors is because like Fossil Fuel is not like trying to be anything it's not. And it's also not bad. Like, it just is what it is. And it's fun and goofy and dumb. And I enjoyed playing it for the most part.
Yeah. And then I'd probably say Indiana Jones for the next one. Indiana Jones, like, the only reason... So, I'd say Alien after Indiana Jones. The only reason I would say that is mainly because...
Alien has a better story.
I feel like... Well, that and I think Indiana Jones, I wasn't as... Like, we actively, during the Alien playthrough, we did the whole... spillage / cast of all the Alien movies. Yeah. So I was like already like locked in, and I like was enjoying the world of Aliens at that time.
That definitely added an aspect to it, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that was like by the way, if you haven't seen that podcast, go watch that on Spillage Studios. I think that was the first / cast I was on. I think it was the first one we did together. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's over there. I think they're in the description now. I think we can finally put links in our description.
Yeah.
or it's just the ads. Whatever. Go click on it and go watch it.
You can put links in there, but like the ads are easier.
But watch it after you watch this, if you're still watching.
Of course.
Probably not. But, you know. Fuck. Maybe we can get 25-minute view duration on this video. That's the goal.
Yes, that always is the goal. So yeah, get 25 minutes. If you really can't stand us, try Spillage.
Yeah.
Try Spillage. We're talking about movies over there, in case you don't like games that much.
In case you don't like video games for some reason and you're watching this video. What the fuck?
But yeah, then I guess Pokemon is kind of the top.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think Pokemon is definitely the most succinct series. I think this year, going into this year, what we have planned, I think we're going to have some good series, though.
Yeah, definitely. I think this year is like already starting off hot with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
If you guys are Kingdom Hearts fans, definitely check it out.
We're having a lot of fun playing it.
We both grew up on, and we both love that game.
I think that's another benefit of Kingdom Hearts, and why I'm hyping it up for people to watch it, and why I'm excited about it as a series, is because we both have played it a lot. So it's kind of like doing the retrospective podcast, but for like an entire game over time. And we're still going to do a debrief, I'm assuming, on Kingdom Hearts at the end, so we can talk more about it. But it's something we both enjoy. We have a lot to talk about with it. And it's very nostalgic, so I think it brings up a lot of like more interesting conversation points than some other things have. So it's definitely exciting. And I think we're trying to do more of that in the future.
And you definitely watch me have dementia, because that's probably one of my most
played games
of all time. And just like I always forget shit about that game.
I in like editing, I'm like going through and we're like having conversations. We're like, well, I think this happens next. I think this, and then it just doesn't. It's not. It's like the complete opposite thing. And the funny thing is, I replayed it like a year ago.
Maestro is one of the whale, the Pinocchio level, I think is one of the last levels. I'm locking that in. That's my 2026.
That is not true. You are insane.
Kalashi bets, bro. Kalashi bets.
Kalashi bet? No. Dude, if people start doing like
Peter Pan and Pinocchio are late game ones. To be fair, I think we're in the late game. Like, as soon as you pass through the first portal, I think it's the last set of worlds. It's like, I don't think there's 3.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're not in the late game, though, because you reverse everything. You go through everything again. So this
that's the halfway point. No, I'm saying the late...
The halfway point is how...
The new levels, the late levels, if you want to say that. Like, because you're going through the levels again.
Or no, sorry. Okay, if we want to talk about Kingdom Hearts here, the halfway point is Beast's Castle.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, because you don't go... Because Hollow Bastion is obviously the very end of the game.
You go to Hollow Bastion once at the midway point. And then
you do. There's a cutscene there. You're right. But anyway, I think for me, it's even worse as far as like memory, because I replayed that game like 2 years ago. Maybe. It might have been less than that, like a year and a half. But anyway, go watch that series. But yeah, I mean, I think overall for the channel, 2025 has been a pretty good one. I think, honestly, it's only been up, so I can't really complain. And I think it will continue on that trend if we keep at it. I hope so. And I hope people are enjoying things, and I hope people keep watching, and I'd like to get more commenting. Honestly, I think that's my big ask to like people who watch, is I want more comments, because I think part of the reason we wanted to do this, like back when we first started it, is also to build a little bit of a community and like more people to talk about this shit with. So like if you have stuff to say, please comment. Like we love to read your comments and respond to everybody. Shout out to our OG all the time commenter, Manta Ray. Thank you for always leaving a comment on our videos. Yeah, I think it's been great. So I'm excited to go into this year. I mean, we've already kind of started, but
yep.
I don't know. Do you have any other like 2025 wrap up? I mean, like behind the scenes, I guess we can talk about. Like I said, I tried to play Resident Evil, didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, before we get off this and we can get into like games we played, because that'll kind of go into that topic. We can kind of, I guess, tease some stuff. Not that this is 100% set in stone, but this year, at least what we're looking for so far, is we're pretty sure we're going to do Space Marine 2 this year.
Yeah.
At some point, which, I'm super hyped for that.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time.
It'll be super cool. And it'll finally kind of be, hopefully, a game that we both beat as a co-op game. Which will be super fun.
Which has not happened yet, I'm finding out.
And then, I think that's kind of all we have, like, super planned.
Well, Guardians.
Oh, and Guardians, yes.
So that's actually lore. That's channel lore. I don't know how many videos we've talked about this in, but we tried to do the Guardians of the Galaxy game as our second Let's Play.
Yeah, what the flark.
And yeah, what the flark. And what did you delete the save, or?
It like messed up. Like it didn't. I think one video like didn't record right, and then I went back, and if you restart if you restart a level in that game, it doesn't like continue there. It like
It starts from the
it's
beginning.
just yeah, it's like, oh, you want to go back to your save? You're starting at your save. So then it was just like terrible. And I had to like play through like an hour level and then like exit it out because I was like, cool, I'm at where I need to be. It's saved. Exit it out and then it didn't do it. So I was like, I'm not playing this level again.
Yeah,
Like fuck that. I'm
yeah,
not playing this level for
which is
three
fair.
times.
And then we did
Um,
Stoics the Deep, so
Mhm.
which ended up being really great. But we still talked about we wanted to do Guardians for a while because I have played it before and I really enjoyed it, and I think I'm gonna play it this time because
yeah,
I have a little bit
I
more of the
played
back
pretty
knowledge.
far.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we'll maybe have less dementia for that game. Probably not, but we'll see. Um, and so that's I think Guardians, Space Marine, and Kingdom Hearts are like the big ones. I really highly doubt we're gonna get to Kingdom Hearts 2 this year. In all fairness, but I would like to do it eventually. So probably next year, Kingdom Hearts 2.
yeah. And then
But we'll
also,
see. If Kingdom
I
Hearts
would
blows
like.
the fuck up for us, then we'll do Kingdom Hearts 2 right away.
Well, I'm gonna be playing Chain of Memories next, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're doing.
So
We're gonna go through the whole collection. I think eventually is
yeah,
the goal of the games.
so we'll see how that goes.
We're not
but
playing the rhythm game.
I'll play.
Is the
I'll
rhythm
play.
game canon?
It's just like Kyrie thinking about stuff. I'm pretty sure it's like the whole
Oh,
game.
so it's like Dream Drop but shittier.
It's like that one level. It's like
God, my hair is pissing me off.
it's like Under the Sea in Kingdom Hearts 2, but
for a
just
whole game,
yeah, for a whole game.
and like the battles
it's-
play in the background.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah,
Want to
let's
talk about what we
about
played
some-
this year?
yeah. So I guess big things for me that aren't into like too much into the topic of this episode is definitely what have I beat this year?
Spec Ops: The Line. Oh, that was last year.
Spec-
Yeah. Well,
No,
we're
Spec
talking
Ops: The
about
Line
last
beat-
year. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So Spec Ops: The Line, I just beat that. That game is super fucked up. Happy I completed it, dude. That game is insane, and I think actually would be fun to play on the channel eventually.
Really?
Probably the I'm not gonna lie, getting through that game on even the normal difficulty, I was like, holy shit, this game is hard for no reason. Um, what else did I beat? I mean, I played it. I played a lot of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It was pretty
Did you
fun.
beat it?
I'm not gonna. I did not beat it fully.
But you played like a decent way through.
Yeah, and it was all right.
I couldn't get into it. I played the first like area. I just my main problem with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and maybe we've talked about this before, but was just like the combat was pretty unfulfilling to me. Not being able to crouch in a stealth game is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. It's not that it was bad. I like the parkour. The parkour is a lot of fun. And like I think like I could see why people enjoy it, but it felt really hollow to me. It felt the same way I feel about I don't know if you've played the Shadow games, but like Shadow of Mordor, like it felt like that to me, where it's just like the bog standard like bare minimum action combat that you can possibly have.
Yeah, I do want to give those games like Shadow of Mordor. It's an older game, and shit like that. Like it's not that old though. I guess it's not as old as Assassin's Creed 4.
No.
So, but it's something I would want to beat eventually. I think just because like I think the idea and like I want to get into that system where you're actually like army building and shit like that.
Yeah, the Nemesis system is sick,
Like
but that
really cool.
studio is shut down now, so rip.
Yep. Never again. We'll never get that system again.
Yeah, I think
Until
somebody
some
will
Chinese
probably.
company.
Yeah, somebody will probably try it out eventually. And honestly, with like AI and shit, they'll probably make a crazier version for whatever game tries it next. I'd like to see it in like. I know they were gonna do it for a Wonder Woman game. I think my pitch for it would be like a Batman game or something, but do it with like crime families. I always thought that was like a cool idea.
Yeah.
Or like something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Crime families, and like the more angry you make them, maybe the bigger of villain or something they'd get to, like to join them.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be cool.
Kind of like I've been recently reading The Long Halloween, so it's like on my mind. But like like eventually they will bring the like main villains. If we're just using Batman as the example, like they'll bring the big super villains in, but you're like really going after the crime families and trying to take them down. You could do that with a lot of like hero type characters, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot you could do. You could even do that.
We
with,
could
like,
maybe do a whole episode about that. So
yeah. But But then yeah, other than that, I beat DS1, I guess.
Oh
So that
yeah,
one was pretty big. Um, First time just locking in and deciding like I'm gonna beat this. Uh, Really fun game.
I
I
feel like
enjoyed.
that
There's
might
some
end up
parts in
being
it.
a retrospective one day when I finally decide to beat it.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. There's some parts that made me rage, but
You were
overall,
really
like,
pushing me to play it, so I might have to give it a shot.
yeah, I honestly think like I know people are like, oh, Elden Ring's the easiest one to play
Elden
first.
Ring,
Play
that's
that one first.
not true. It was not
Uh,
true.
yeah, I mean it like almost is in a sense, but like almost not because it's really like that one lets you do the most. Like if you can be anything you want to be in that game within the realms of
Sure,
a like
sure,
RPG like that.
sure.
Um, but overall, it's just like you are locked out of something. Like yeah, you can level up to like you can level up to make the first fight super easy and everything like that.
Right.
Like there's things you could do,
There are
but
skill checks though,
yeah,
like at a certain
yeah, 100%.
point. And well, not that there isn't in all those games. I would contend that Bloodborne is probably the easiest, and I feel like there are a decent amount of people on my side with this, just because the way Bloodborne plays lends itself to a more aggressive playstyle, which I think is more
I
up the alley of casual
I
fans.
I think yes and no because I think there are people who just love like oh I squeaked this boss out because I like somebody's a roll spam or something like that. Like oh
Yeah,
I just squeaked
I'm
this
a
boss out
huge
because I did
Rolls fan.
that. Where you can't really do that in Bloodborne. If
Well,
you're a roll spammer in Bloodborne,
that's why I
you're
couldn't play
good.
Sekiro, because like Sekiro, I think is I would say Sekiro is the pinnacle of like difficulty in FromSoft
Yeah,
games,
because
and
there's no
there's
like
no
really you
levels.
can't build yourself.
No, there's just like you get new like abilities and equipment, but there's no like stat leveling really.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
yeah you do get like higher health and stuff like that, but
yeah,
it's just
but it's
you
much
know
more like you actually have to figure this out. Which it is. I will also say I think Sekiro is the most rewarding,
yeah
but it is also the most frustrating, and of
definitely.
course,
One thing I've like watched and you see like hardcore Souls players really dislike Bloodborne. And I think it's probably because most hardcore Souls players don't care about the story. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think that's probably why. Like the reason I love Bloodborne so much is the story.
yeah.
And I will say like overall, it's so hard to like contend because I haven't beat Dark Souls 2 or 3, and I haven't beat Demon Souls. So I'm kind of like the Souls series is like something I'm not in as much. And I haven't beat
Well,
Sekiro,
you did one,
but
so now you got to do Dark Souls 2. Epic.
yep.
Dark Souls 2 is actually the Dark Souls game that I've gotten the furthest in. Bloodborne is the game that I have gotten the furthest in as far as FromSoft. But Dark Souls 2 is the like runner up as far as like Dark Souls.
Yeah, and it's definitely like I don't know. It's weird, and I do love Elden Ring. Like I beat an Elden Ring, I beat the DLC.
I didn't hate Elden
Pretty
Ring. I've
pretty
tried
buff.
it. I couldn't get into it. Like I did. I got into it for a little bit, and then I hit these walls, and it just got to a point for me where the grind wasn't worth it. Like because I really did need to grind, and I also
Mm.
feel like I got to a point where like grinding was hard because I like hunted down a lot of the like mini bosses, like the smaller bosses that I could take out at the time, and I just didn't want to sit and like fight a bunch of like grunt enemies and like grind just to get some higher stats, because it was in one of those things where it wasn't necessarily. I'm not saying I'm so great at the game. I still have my like troubles with like those kind of games, especially with like parrying and stuff. And like but I think what it got to for me was that like I was doing well enough that I could beat it,
Mm.
but I needed to grind it out, like to
I
get like the correct stats, and it just killed it for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Elden Ring. I liked it more once I watched like I've watched a lot of Elden Ring before I beat it,
Yeah,
and like it's nice to be able to know what things are like where it's good and what is good,
yeah,
and it really helps you out because honestly, like you might have thought, oh, I fought like all these small bosses I could beat, bro. There's like there's 190 some bosses in that game now.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure I didn't fight,
Yeah,
but like
but like
you know what I mean. It got to that point. My feeling about it is like in an action game, in an action RPG like that, I feel like grinding is like less. Um, what's the word? like I'm less okay with it than I am in like a turn-based game. Because in a turn-based game, if I need to grind, if I really want to play it and I need to grind, I can like turn my brain off and like
Yeah.
grind in the background. And in an action game, like needing to grind is like there is a hard limit. Like even
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, which I love, is a game that I love, is one of those ones where it's like sometimes it's like right on that limit. Kingdom Hearts 2 also like that.
I don't know what you're saying. I will say, like, other than Dark Souls 1, which I feel like for the most part gives pretty linear progression, like you should, like, if you just play the game and explore a minimal amount, it's like, okay, cool, I'm leveled up enough to fight all these bosses, and if I really want to use equipment, I'll go grind for like, you know, I'll
I
go
feel like
grind for 20 minutes and
linearity
I'll be
also lends itself to those games, personally. I think that's my other thing with Elden Ring. Like, the reason I played so much more Bloodborne and so much more Dark Souls 2 was the. It's not that they're linear in the way that it's always pushing you in one direction. You have
yeah,
options, there's things that you can do. But the linearity of the level design, and not just being like that true open world, I think really lends itself to those games a lot better, in my opinion. It's not that Elden Ring
yeah,
isn't bad, or it isn't cool, or it isn't good. Like, it is. It is all those things. And I am willing to admit that, even though I haven't personally been able to beat it or, like, stick with it. But I personally think that style, that FromSoft style, works way better in a linear context.
yeah. I think
A controlled environment. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like a controlled environment.
yeah. I think it really depends too, like, because I have been one of those people who's like, I'm less a open world fanatic
Yeah.
than I think I used to be. Like I used to like, oh yeah, open
No,
world's
well, I think
sick.
everybody thought they were
And
awesome when it became, like, a big trend.
yeah, and it's cool overall. Um, and I would say I'm almost. I don't want to say I'm like disagreeing with you because I think it works in linearity. I think it works in both personally. Because
Well,
I
yeah,
think
I'm not saying it
the
doesn't. I'm saying that
yeah
I think it's better in that context.
yeah. See, it's hard for me like actually like going through and beating because I think the whole open world thing actually the only problem with it is the whole like the almost hands off storytelling of Elden Ring doesn't make you feel like you're can make you feel like you're doing nothing. You're just fighting bosses, and that's overall what the game is. You're fighting bosses. That's the whole shtick.
Mm-hmm.
You fight cool bosses that do cool moves and have cool move sets. Sick, but you're like it's tough because like if you have that open world and you're exploring, you have that chance to like level up and explore new stuff. Where it's like if you have to level up in the old games, like the linearness, you're just running through the same sections. Oh, let me kill these enemies that give good XP. Go back to the bonfire, kill those good XP, get up. Like that's my big thing. Like because I'm a person who never, I'll never decide my build like fully at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
I'll level up, level up health and endurance.
I don't do that
And
either.
I'll
I don't do
start
that till at least like mid game. Like, I actually start building like a real build for a game
yeah.
like that.
So like I'll find a weapon I like. Okay, cool. I'm here. And I'm like, oh shit, this weapon looks cooler. But this is a dex weapon. I leveled all that strength for that weapon I wanted to use earlier, and I was using for most of the game. I want to kind of pivot now, and it's hard to do because you don't have anything like what is it called what's the shit called in fucking Expedition 33.
Oh, like the recoats and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so you can reset your skills. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that is also annoying. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like it should be like a courtesy option in most games like that these days to just be able to reset your attributes.
Yeah.
Because
And
like, what is you hurt? What is it hurting?
yeah, I think it is. I think it is cool in Elden Ring how they do it. Like, if you want to still make that hardcore aspect, like, hey, you get to like the second or the third, I would say, yeah, the third or fourth big boss of the game, and then you get to refresh your stats. That's cool. And then they give you a limited amount that you got to find in the world. They give you limited amounts of the item that can reset your stats. So it's like, cool, I want to make my build this way. Let me like lock in and do that. I think the only problem is though, like if you have a weapon you don't know if it's good or not, and then you just leveled for that, then your build's obsolete, and you're like, oh fuck, now I gotta find
Right.
this. So you kind of gotta think, but it is an interesting way of doing it that I think still leaves a little bit of that hardcore aspect of the game.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I'm not one of those people like I'm not trying to be like a contrarian. Like Elden Ring is a good game. It is,
Yeah.
and it works. It's just for me, it doesn't work the same way as even some of the other FromSoft games
Yeah.
and games in that style. And that's all I was really saying about it. That, and obviously
Yeah.
we've tangented on Elden Ring, which actually I guess kind of works because I did play Elden Ring this past year. That was this
Yeah.
past year that I tried to play it again. So that was, I guess,
And
us talking about it.
we can kind of pivot into our next topic before we dive into too many games, because the rest of the games, for the most part, for me,
Well,
at least, have been.
I
Oh, you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Time
Yeah,
Stranger.
talk about your
a
last
little
one.
bit. So, for I don't know, people probably don't know, but I'm a huge fan of the Digimon story games. When I was used to stream more, I even played it on my stream for a while, and that's Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory were the ones that came before. Huge fan of those games. So Digimon Time Stranger was a big release last year for me. I was really hyped for it. And then when it came closer to launch, I'll be honest, I was a little worried because I was like, if this isn't like, I don't know, like I was worried that it was going to be really dumbed down, to be honest, and all this stuff. And I'll give like a short review of it. Like I was very pleasantly surprised. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I think the way that they improved the battle system, the things they added to it, the way they improved the system of managing and evolving your Digimon, they made it much more like player friendly and like intuitive. I think the new boss like designs that they're going for, where they're actually making the bosses difficult, and the bosses have like gimmicks, and they feel like bosses. They don't just feel like hard enemies. You know what I mean? There is like a spectacle to it, and I think the spectacle of the game in general, everything just like really came together. If you're a fan of the series outside of the games too, there's a lot of references to the Digimon series at large that were very nostalgic and cool for like a fan like me. But you can enjoy it beyond that. I think if you're a fan of turn-based kind of creature collectors, it's honestly one of the best I've played in a really, really long time. Better than SMT5, I think. And SMT5 I really enjoyed. I didn't get to beat it yet. I put it on hold. But I think it is better than SMT5 so far, if I had to compare the two. And the story really surprised me because I thought this story was going to be a lot more childish. For a few different factors than the previous game, Hacker's Memory, which actually has a very like kind of deep, serious story that actually like really got to me. But the story actually deals with like some pretty complex topics, and it's something I've always appreciated about Digimon over something like Pokemon is it does kind of ride that more Megami Tensei kind of line, where even though it's like I mean, not Megami Tensei as far as like characters, but like Digimon is like colorful, fun characters, more like Pokemon. But it definitely is more in that Shin Megami Tensei world of like storytelling, where it's like it's about serious topics, like it's about like war and violence and empathy and like shit like that. And I just was really pleasantly surprised that they didn't take it in a more Pokemon direction, which I worry about Digimon every time they release a big release. And so overall, I would say I highly recommend it if you're a fan of turn-based games, creature collectors, or the franchise in general. And honestly, I want you to play it because I know you like turn-based games and stuff, and I think you will really enjoy it. So that's kind of my review of Time Stranger. I just thought I'd throw it out there. I played that last year. That was like probably my big game. I would say of the games that I played and beat, that's my game of the year. I didn't beat Clair Obscur last year. I got very close, but
Yeah. So it beats out Death Stranding for you?
yeah, I think like personally, I don't know. Death Stranding 2, I know we did the retrospective, and I've kind of been back and forth on it in my head. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed it. But I don't know if Death Stranding 2 beats the first one as far as, like, impact on me.
Yeah. I think some of the more impactful moments are like more impactful in that game, but it does kind of
Yeah. I think the highs are high. It's high highs and low lows. Whereas the first game, I think, is a steady climb. No pun intended.
I'm trying to think of like low. I mean, there's stuff like I didn't enjoy as much about it,
Well,
I guess.
okay, when I say low lows, I don't mean it like low, because I think that is probably like it's the game of the year of like not my very personal choice.
Yeah.
Like Digimon is like my personal choice because I'm biased towards the series and I'm a big fan. Not that I'm also not a big fan of Death Stranding, but I would say Death Stranding as far as like video games and like gameplay and stuff like that. Like yeah, Death Stranding hits it out of the park. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess with that,
guess we'll transition into the main topic.
yeah. We're talking about new IPs. and how big they've kind of been coming back after years of just getting a bajillion sequels, and we're still getting that with COD
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think there is a renaissance kind of starting though, as far as like new IPs are concerned in the gaming world. I don't know.
I guess we
you
can
want to
talk.
kick it off. You've been playing a lot of
Yeah,
them.
I guess we could talk about because I have these here, and we are just talking about Elden Ring. Yeah, honestly, like say what you will. I mean, I know it is a similar game to the Dark Souls series overall. Minus Night Rain. We'll talk about that in a second, but I mean, I think it's a really cool new way they could change up and shake up the genre that they made, and they are the uh like the ones who made it perfect. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So it's kind of like, it was a good way to shake it up and change it up for fans.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also one of those game of the years, and I think game of the year new IP is like a big deal, and so like I think Elden Ring is like a big example of that, something that really hit it out of the park for like not even just the gamers, you know what I mean, like casuals and like everybody knows Elden Ring.
Yeah, and to make a game like that for casuals is insane.
Yeah,
like.
To make a game that sorry, that sounds like elitist get good shit, but I know what you mean. Like to make a game that appeals to even the casual gamer,
and it's that hardcore. It's insane,
right? And I think that's a mark on its quality, but also just as a new IP, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it is crazy too.
Obviously, they had the clout. They had the clout from Dark Souls. So they don't count as much as some other people we're going to talk about, but I definitely think you got to give them credit for coming out swinging with something brand new that just like took the world by storm.
Yeah, and then we have this, which is it's a game.
People like cool it. People really enjoy it. Some people.
And there's some people who really hate it. Like the same thing with those hardcore players. I think it's a fun casual game. It's with some hard bosses. If you just want to have fun and fight bosses, it's a fine game.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Crazy.
It's a good idea.
It's like a 7 out of 10 game. But it's a cool.
I thought it was going to be a battle royale. So
that's the next game's a fucking what is that? Are
you talking about the Nintendo one?
Yeah, that's gonna be like Arc Raiders,
Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne Extraction.
Yeah. And then I guess we can kind of hop into one that we also have both played. I've played the second one, but just because we already talked about Elden Ring for a while. How about these games? These are new IPs.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Star Wars is not a new IP.
No, but these are a game under the IP of Star Wars that is a new IP, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of hard because it's a new generation. There was no Star Wars game for a long time.
No, you're right. And I think I see it kind of like as it is a new IP. I also kind of see it as like a successor to that Force Unleashed kind of, and like the Jedi game, the old Jedi games like Jedi Knight and Jedi Academy and all that.
Yeah.
But I personally, I love Jedi Survivor. I think it's one of my favorite action games I've ever played. Now Fallen Order, good. That's it.
Yeah, Fallen Order is like, at least for me, I will say it was really fun for a first playthrough.
Yeah, it's not a replayable game.
I haven't played this game yet, so I don't know. This is a game I've just owned and sat on my shelf for like 2 years now. Haven't played it, but overall, just a really cool. It was smart. I will say it was smart to make it like a almost Souls-like game. Like it's got the aspect.
Yep.
It is cool to make it that way and do it in a unique way. I would say like they kind of bended the genre in their own sense of making it have those big bosses, but then also having very like it's almost like a Souls-like mixed with Uncharted. At least the first game.
Well, and I'll speak on the second game. I think I've said this to you before, but I think the second game and that Jedi Survivor is the perfect example of what a sequel should be. Because coming off Jedi Fallen Order, which I think is a good game, I don't think it's a very replayable game. I think once you played it once, you kind of got it. But it was a great foundation. And Jedi Survivor does everything right as a sequel. It makes you... It's a direct continuation as far as, like, not just the story, but the gameplay and the level design, all of it. Because they add these semi-open world, kind of more like Metroidvania... Well, they had the like Metroidvania levels, but they expand upon them in Jedi Survivor. and do like a little more interesting thing with it. They add more side content and side quests. They take your abilities from the first game, and you start with almost all of your abilities from the first game, and they just build upon it, making you feel like there is a direct continuation of this character that you've been playing, and makes you more invested in them. I think it is an absolute perfect sequel, and as far as it's concerned as like a new IP, I think the second game is more of an example of that, and I'll say because it takes Star Wars stuff that you know and like concepts, and it just does its like complete whole own thing with it. It's really like the second game is really just off doing its own thing, and I appreciate that so much more than the first game. And I understand with Star Wars you have to seep it in the continuity of Star Wars.
Yeah,
But
and I think they do that really well.
they do. But the second game, what they did, where they have a whole adventure of new stuff, off doing its own thing in its own part of the galaxy, I think is the beauty of Star Wars, and I think it's something we lost from Legends going to Disney, and I think it's something that game kind of recaptures, is the fact that the Star Wars universe is so big, you can have these other adventures that have nothing to do with anything else. And there are little callbacks, like Boba Fett is in the game and stuff, you know what I mean? But it's like, for the most part, the game is condensed. It's its own thing. It's almost why I don't want them to bring the characters from the Jedi games into like any of the other Star Wars media, because I feel like it'll almost sully it in a way. But I'm really excited if Respawn's going to do a third one. I don't know if that's confirmed or if they are. But...
I think it is confirmed. I think that they are working on it.
Okay, good, because I mean I want them to. I want it to be a trilogy at least.
Now, this is another old IP that's a new IP. Or an IP that's been around for a long, long time, longer than Star Wars. And I know it's a game we have had a lot to say about the second game of. Let's talk about another Disney game, Spider-Man. So I think the first one is
okay. I get it. This is the PlayStation Spider-Man specifically.
Yes. I know it's another one that's like a weird one. We'll kind of get those ones out of the way. Same thing with Elden Ring. Like it's still a Souls-like, like it's the Souls game, continuation. Like almost. I mean, I guess if the point I'm putting Spider-Man, we could
old
say
license, new IP,
too.
Old license, new game.
Yes. Spider-Man 1, amazing game,
Banger.
S tier game.
It might be the best Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Bar none. It might
Spider-Man
be the best superhero game.
This offshoot game, Spider-Man Miles Morales, is minus story, almost a perfect sequel because it gives you everything in the first game, adds to it. The story's kind of to me.
Yeah, the story's ass. Let's just be straight up. The story's fucking ass.
I don't think it's ass.
I really was just not fucking with it, but I didn't finish it. You did, so.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. I think there's some parts that are cool, like the ending. There's some cool stuff in there. I don't think the main villain feels that good, honestly.
You're the one who actually told me what happens in that game because I stopped playing it.
Yeah, but this is the only one I have. It's just like I don't think it's a bad sequel. I think combat wise and everything like that, it's an upgrade over the first game. Like I think the cool new abilities you get as Miles is a cool upgrade.
Well, and I think the second game we talked about this. Like that's why Miles is like more fun to play because he's more interesting. He's got more stuff going on.
Yeah, and like Spider-Man, dude. It's cool because you get the arms in the first game, which just completely rips out of continuity in the second game. It's like, oh, I just got these arms. This is like brand new. Okay, dumb, whatever. Who cares? The second game, I would say 90% of the game, or not, probably like 70% of the game.
Do you get the arms? Wait.
Yeah, you get the arms. That's like his main ability in the second game.
No, but in the first game.
Yeah, you can get the arms with one of the with the Spider-Man superior, not superior, is it? Iron Spider suit. You can get it because remember they come with like special abilities.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I guess that wouldn't be canon. Whatever. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, but yeah. So the second game brings that out, and it's like cool. I have the Iron Spider legs now. Whatever. I do think the second game, 70% of it could have been better than the first game.
Sure.
It could have been. It was good. The story was interesting, I would say.
It's the combat that kills it.
Yeah, they kind of like took the first game and like were like, hey, let's just add super tanky enemies instead of actually making the combat interesting.
Right. They didn't make interesting enemies that were fun to fight. Because you can make hard enemies that are fun to fight. Look at like all the Souls get. You know what I mean? Like there is a way to make enemies that are annoying that are still fun to fight.
Yeah, this is actually something I'll bring up in a second. I'll probably talk about this next. It's not a
Yeah.
game I have physically. I like the show and tell sometimes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But
I don't want to reach back. I have games back here, but
yeah, it's a definitely. I don't know. It's just a weird way to do it. It's like games that I think are not good Souls likes and reasons that unless you do it right. Like I think Elden Ring does it right, where you fight some of the enemies in the early game that you fight in the late game, but by the time you fight them in late game, it's like, oh, this is easy. And that game, it's like, shit, you're fighting a boss battle every time you get into combat.
yeah.
Like you have to focus on, oh, this one has spitting attacks that'll hit you.
Well, especially when
then,
the venomized enemies come out
Yeah.
at the end, like it just gets because even the Craven enemies like get very tanky to the point where it's very annoying. But like it's almost on that line. It's like on that line where it's like it can save itself, and then as soon as you hit that final act, it's like fuck that. I mean, I think we both played the final act of the game on the easiest difficulty.
Yeah. Miles gets the worst suit in the game.
Oh my god, dude! That's like a fucking war crime. Because I like just forgot about that.
Like, first of all, a character that is known. I don't care how much Adidas paid, bro. I want to take in the money.
No,
bro,
not for that.
This is a character that in the first 2 games, I'm pretty sure, has worn like Jordans, and in the fucking animated movies has worn Jordans. And he's like that, that's if you're gonna put any shoes with him, Jordans. You shouldn't put shoes on it. You shouldn't put first of all, yeah, it's like he wears retro Jordans. You shouldn't throw, first of all, dumbass looking shoes, a terrible suit that does the like, oh yeah, let's give every black character the same haircut.
Right, right. Sorry.
It's just bad.
It just feels like, and maybe I said this at the time too. It just feels okay. I'm gonna use an example, and I know this is like a weird example to make, but I think it will make sense. Do you remember when the president of the United States was trying to sell the golden sneakers?
Yeah.
And then that like Fox News guy was like, "This is really gonna appeal to like the black youth."
Yeah.
It feels like that. It feels like that. They were like, "We're gonna really like take Miles to the next level with like appealing to people." Maybe he would appeal to people if you just treated him like a normal person.
Yeah.
And like treated him like Spider-Man because he's fucking Spider-Man.
Why is the only character in that game that's a shoe model like the one black character?
Right.
One main
exactly.
Black character?
It's insanity. And then there'll be the people who defend it. They're like, "Well, if you don't like it, you're racist." I'm like, "No, I just have taste."
Yeah,
I bet you I could find 100 black people who would tell you that's the ugliest, fucking stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, it's
not that matters. I'm just saying, like, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. And then the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that they like retcon that he's like doesn't wear that suit after that. So
yeah,
like,
I literally after that cutscene ended, start button, change suit.
I think at the end of the game, doesn't he just wear his normal outfit?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
And then we also, that is one of the, first of all, diabolical that they didn't release the DLCs because of the leak. That is one of the most disservicing things to fans ever.
I think that was a cover, though. Because I think what it was is that they realized they were behind on Wolverine, and they were like, fuck the DLC, and they were just like, well, we're just not going to do it now.
Yeah, or like...
Are we still getting the Venom game, by the way?
I think so. But yeah, it's so stupid because we were supposed to get a Carnage DLC because they bring up Carnage in that game. And it's like, cool.
I also think they might be saving Carnage for the Venom game.
Yeah, and then I think there was another one that they were going to have. And I was like, dude, you bring up all these storylines, and now you're going to have to either pretend like they never happened in the next game or just pay them off in like the early next game and make them half-ass, basically.
Are they doing Spider-Man 3?
I think so. I think they're probably going to work on it eventually. I think it was in the leaks. I think it was after Wolverine and after Venom was Spider-Man.
Because they're also doing an X-Men game.
Yeah. So
which,
who knows?
Insomniac, I mean, they got a lot on their plate. I hope they pull it off. I'm really excited for Wolverine. So
yeah, I don't think they've made like a terrible. Like I don't think Spider-Man 2 is a terrible game.
It's not terrible. It makes me worry about Wolverine though.
Yeah. But yeah, going into that where we're talking about enemies, I guess another new one. Not really. It's a little bit of an older IP that I guess I can't bring up that game. I was just gonna say Lords of the Fallen kind of does that too, the new one. But yeah, you can't really bring that up because that's not a new IP. That's an old IP. That's
Well,
like from
Lords of the Fallen
2014.
is it's kind of a new IP. It's not like a well-known IP. I feel like the newer game really is what put it on the map.
Yeah, the last one, which people
But
hated.
you want to talk about Hell Is Us, I'm assuming.
I mean, I could talk about Hell's Us quick. That was a cool game. Pretty unique, like, game. Kind of gave me like, in some vibes, gave me weird, like Metal Gear vibes almost.
It's one I want to play from your review of it and telling me.
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
very unique. Like a game that really doesn't hold your hand at all. And I think some of the puzzles are almost like I had to look like I think 2 up the whole game.
Yeah.
And which isn't that bad for like a
No.
game that's focused on like not giving you what you need. But yeah, it is cool to actually like be able to go play a game, have my hands off, and actually beat it and have fun the whole time doing it. And like, yes, there are puzzles, and yes, like you have to sometimes read stuff. It's not like that crazy. Like they'll tell you like, oh yeah, this is like what you need to get where you're going. But overall, just a really fun, well made game that I would love to see the sequel of. And I think the one thing I loved about the game is because later in the game, some of those enemies get really fucking hard. I enjoy a game if I'm just enjoying it. I didn't want to have to like force myself to complete it or give up the game.
Yeah.
So I was like, they have sliders in there, enemy health, enemy damage. I think I shifted it 20 each direction. So
Yeah.
like I went 20 back. So
You
I
were
went,
saying that the accessibility options were really, really great in that game.
yeah, I think I actually gave him more health, and then I think I accidentally gave him more health and but less damage. Which I played most of the game like that,
Fair.
and I was like, cool, that's fine with me. So I had to like stay in a fight a little bit longer, but like I'm not instantly dying to their attacks.
It's another thing that appeals to me about what you've told me about it is that like, you know, those kind of accessibility options where you can customize your experience, but it doesn't hurt the experience.
Yeah.
Like, it
Like
just
yeah,
lets
you could
play it.
you could probably hurt your experience by let me just drop every enemy down.
Right,
to,
if you drop it like 5% or something, like, you know.
yeah. Yeah, that's dumb. Like I don't do that, but like it's cool to have those options for even people that are like less adept at gaming for me. I think it opens it up.
Well, yeah, and that's a way to open it up for people who, like we were talking about, like people who like jump into Elden Ring. Like, how many casual gamers do you think jumped into Elden Ring and were like, "Fuck this," you know?
Yeah,
Like,
and like yeah, it's good to sometimes have a standard. Like you're like, hey, this game's supposed to be hard. There are ways to make it easier by like doing extra stuff.
yeah,
And I think it's cool to have both sides of the coin. Like
Yeah.
I think some of those
Well,
games have to be the hard games. You know what I mean? But I think some other games.
I think diversity in thought and philosophy is a good thing. So
Yeah,
You know.
I agree. Next one is one I guess we were going to talk about, and I know you'll probably have a lot of thoughts on this, and we were going to do a retrospective on it. We never did it. But let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077.
yeah, I guess we never did that.
Oh. Yeah, you haven't beat the DLC, so I won't go in too
We'll
deep
do-
with that.
We'll do it eventually. I will beat the DLC eventually. I tried to get back into it. So I played Cyberpunk on release, and I know that a lot of people had a lot of problems with it, or a lot of like issues. I am just very lucky. I am never going to deny that there was not a lot of glitches. I had glitches in my playthrough. Like, even in the opening mission when you're coming out of the tower towards the end of the prologue, you know, like I got stuck in the elevator and I had to like reload my save. I like fell through the world driving one time. And a bunch of other weird graphical stuff. But I think because I was playing on, at the time, what was a really high-end new computer, I just didn't experience. I think a lot of the bad experience really was console players, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Not to deny the fact that the game was not finished, because it was not. Where it's at now, it is like a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah,
If it would have
I really enjoyed
released,
it.
if it would have released in the state that it released now, or even when you played it, when the DLC came out, I think it would have been a 10 out of 10. Bar
Yeah,
none.
easily.
I do think, similar to something like No Man's Sky, it is one of the best comeback stories we've seen in recent years.
Definitely.
Because it is now way more beloved than it was when it came out. And I think it's a great game. I think, and I've said this before, and I am a CD Projekt Red jerker, and I will completely 100% admit that, at least as far as their writing and their story construction, I think that Cyberpunk blows like every Bethesda RPG out of the fucking water. Like, as far as like writing and story and like stuff like that, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's no question.
Yeah, I think there are some stuff that I would like to be more like there's I would love a balance of like the two. Like
Yeah,
I do think there's some stuff I love about the Fallout Elder Scrolls games that I
yeah.
would love to see in those games. But like overall, just
I love
such
both. I'm just
yeah,
saying that I think that Cyberpunk took that formula, or CD Projekt took that formula, and they really did do something special with it, in their own way. And it's honestly why, like, I do want to see the Cyberpunk sequel sooner rather than later. Now I know we got to wait for The Witcher 4 and all that stuff, so which I'm also super hyped for, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I really do want to see where they take Cyberpunk in the future because I think what they've learned from the first game, the second game might be like even better, and I
yeah,
think that's huge. Like I don't have a lot of very specific things to say right now because it's been a while since I played it. So when we will eventually do a retrospective video. But yeah, please tell me about your experience with it.
yeah. I had a pretty good time. The first time I played was kind of one of those things where it's like overworld overwhelmed or open world overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was like, damn, there's like so much to do, and then I got like sidetracked. So I kind of locked into my second playthrough. I didn't do as much side stuff. There's still some side stuff I did that was pretty fun. Um, but overall, like it was a really fun experience. I do think the DLC has one of the absolute worst endings of like it's terrible. I hate the ending of that game. If you go through that one, even though I think the DLC overall is really awesome and really cool,
Just
just
the
kind
ending of
of
the DLC, or does the ending of the DLC change the ending of the main game?
the ending of the DLC, you can choose that as your ending of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not good. And really sucks and ruins a lot of stuff to me. Um, but yeah, overall, I think it's a cool game and an IP I want to see more from, and I want to see expanded. Also, I really want to see them make a new UI because I would say if anything hurts that game from being a 10 out of 10, the UI is kind of rough.
Yeah, I see what they were trying to do
Yeah,
stylistically, and I think if you've played The Witcher, which I don't think you've played it that much.
no, played like a couple
If you
hours.
played The Witcher 3, like I think you see kind of where their head is at with the UI stuff, because like in The Witcher 3, it's very stylized. The UI, but in
Yeah,
The Witcher 3, it works.
yeah,
Is the difference?
yeah, I think also like I hate stop with mouse like a mouse or whatever you want
On
to say like a
controller.
yeah
Cursor on
on
controller. Cursor on
is
controller.
bad.
Fuck that. Stop doing that. Frag punk.
Yeah, dude, it's one of my least favorite things. It hurts UI, and UI is like one of the biggest things that I would say is suffering right now.
We got to do a whole video on UI because it's like there's a genocide of good UI going on. I
Yeah,
can't think of a game that I played recently that had good UI, and with the games that come to mind are games that are not recent. Like I'm thinking of like maybe Kingdom Hearts, like has like a decent UI.
yeah,
Even the Kingdom Hearts UI is a little bit.
yeah. It's so weird. Um, I guess another one.
Maybe it was
I
never
just
good, and we just.
yeah. Just a little like popping thing. Like this one, cool. It's cool after Bloober Studio Bloober, or Bloober Team, whatever you want to call them.
Mm.
After they did that Silent Hill 2 remake, they kind of went on their own and made a game. I haven't played this fully, but I'd say it's just cool to kind of see that going from being a remake team to making something new yourself.
Yeah.
That's kind of expanding on what you remade.
Well,
But yeah, I guess this
before
next.
we talk a little Claire Obscure, I guess we
Well,
can also talk about Stellar Blade, right?
yeah, that's literally
Right on, right on. Because I'm playing it and you've played it, so why don't you talk about it first, and I'll tell you where I'm at with it.
yeah. I had a lot of fun with that game. I do admit there's some flaws with it. The thing I really, I'll say my positives, and I'll go to some of the negatives. Positives, uh, character design is very old school, if you want to say that. Or just like it's cool to have like characters and like want to get skins for them and like actually have skins.
I mean,
Not
if
be
you're a
terrible.
fucking gooner, I guess. Yeah.
The voice acting might be a little rough, I guess, but if you want to say that about bad, I had a lot of fun with combat. I do think some of the enemy balancing is not great in that game.
Hmm.
I did really love the game. I would give this like a 9 out of 10 for me personally.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with it. It's really fun just to explore. And like, yeah, whatever you want to say about the skins. Like, I had fun collecting skins, even like not the,
I mean, yeah.
not the all the the Gooner skins or whatever you want to say. Not all of them.
I
Like
mean, they're
some of the other
all
ones,
Gooner skins, but yeah.
kind of. Some
No,
are like
not
just,
the battle suit ones are not that bad, but
yeah, but like honestly, like it's a.
I don't want to talk
I
too
can't-
much about Stellar Blade because I feel like we will do a retrospective on it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about that more.
But I will say this. I'll say where I'm at with Stellar Blade as far as my playthrough is concerned. I'm still playing it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm taking my time with it though because it is a game that I feel like it kind of does wear me out a little bit. As far as like, at least as far as I am in the game, which is not very far. I'm through like the prologue area and then like I'm just in the first like open section. And I do feel a little bit of like right now like option paralysis in the open section, and also I feel like I really need to learn the enemies in the new area to like feel it out, and I feel like I'll kind of like jump back off with it. And then I wanted to say about like the skins thing because I'm like joking about the Gooner thing. I am of the opinion with it. I don't know what the like Stellar Blade creator, like I know people like bitch about him and whatever. I don't give a fuck about that. Like I am not offended by Stellar Blade in any way. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. And like if people want to make sexy games, that's fine. Like whatever. And you can also make a good game and have like characters that are like overly like sexy and whatever. Or like pretty and I think the design of like everything else in the world is also very interesting. It's obviously very Nier Automata inspired. And like that kind of thing. But I think it does its own thing, and I appreciate that. It's definitely unique. And I think as we're talking about new IPs, I think that's the important thing about Stellar Blade for me, is that it's something I've never experienced before. And so I think that's important with a new IP. With these new IPs, it's another thing that's setting them apart, and it's something we'll probably talk about as well with Claire Obscure. It's just something new. It's something new and different, and I think that's like super important. And I think that's what's like kind of really roping me in with it. But while it's new and different in like style and like visuals and all that, the combat and the gameplay is not necessarily new, but I think it's got its own spin on things. It's got its own thing going on, and it's also not crushing. Like it is difficult. Stellar Blade can be difficult, but it gives you the abilities to make it fun and like more light on your gameplay.
I definitely agree with that.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because I think it's like it's not Soulslike. It has bosses and stuff like that. Like, but it feels like an old school action game, not a Soulslike, in my opinion.
I think we need more of that. Because honestly, like the Souls thing has kind of taken over action games. Yeah, it's even apparently taking over turn-based games, but whatever.
I guess if we're talking about action games from 2023. We can throw in this too. No, Stellar Blaze from 2023. Black Myth Wukong.
I never got to play it.
Yeah, I would say like even though I never beat it, like it is super cool to see like a new studio come out. Even like coming out of China and like releasing a game, like the visuals are some of the best in like games I've seen in the past few years. Like it's beautiful. I played it on PC mainly, so maybe that like helped my experience. But goddamn, dude, like some of the things I'm like there's a forest section. I was like, holy cow, this is like the best visuals I've seen since my first time playing Battlefront EA1. Yeah. When I went on Endor, like I remember the first time seeing that, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And that game kind of gave me.
Yeah, Wukong is one I definitely want to get around to.
And it's kind of that action. It is a little bit like more boss heavy and boss focused than something like Stellar Blade, but I think it is like more of that action kind of game.
I've been recommended it by multiple people actually who've played it, and they said they really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, and I think it deserves the accolades it's gotten for sure. Even from my like slight knowledge on it. And I think again, talking about new IPs, like that's a huge breakout one. And also, we're not going to cover everything because there's so much, especially in the indie sphere. There's been so many games that have come out that have really just like put themselves on the map. I mean, even you look at something like Hollow Knight, that's a huge game. It's made by like 2 or 3 people. And
also,
like,
I'm being dumb. This is 2024.
Yeah, I thought I was going to say I think it was 2024, but Stellar Blade also came out in 2024.
Lost to Astrobot.
Oh yeah, it did, which is fucking crazy, by the way.
That's a new IP. And I'm not, like, against Black Myth Wukong.
You want to talk about Western bias? That's Western bias right there.
I mean, even though that's a Japanese game, but yes.
Well, no, Team Asobi is what, French?
Yeah, French, I guess. Yeah, but it's it's Sony, so over oversaw by Japanese.
Don't worry.
But
French actually have like some kind of grip on the Game Awards.
Yeah, they're holding him. They're holding him hostage.
Well, actually, I mean, the one that just happened, I actually think kind of deserved it, so it's fine.
Yeah. I guess the last one before we kind of jump into the big Claire Obscure.
Well, we're not going to talk about Claire Obscure too much either because we're doing a full episode on it.
But I guess we can talk about the Outer Worlds for a second. It's a newer IP.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
But yeah, honestly, it's cool to see like somebody kind of, whether or not like whatever you want to say about Outer Worlds 1, which is a game I haven't beat. But it's cool.
I haven't beaten it, but I've played many hours of it.
Yeah, and I think it's just cool to see. Well, that game is kind of more bare bones. I really want to play the second one.
I've heard the second one is better.
But I think that it is really cool to see the expansion of the genre that they have made. That's kind of been them holding with Outer Worlds and
Avowed.
Well, yeah, Avowed's not great. Did not like Avowed.
I haven't played it.
But I was gonna also say Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So it's cool to see people break from that. And then what's the other one? Oh,
It's cool to see new worlds and new like universes in that style in general.
Yeah.
And I think just to talk about Outer Worlds before you jump to the next thing, like for me, like I've played a lot of the first Outer Worlds. I also have not beaten it, but I put a lot of hours into it. And like I think ideas wise, concept wise, like I'm into it. I think some of the writing is a little shit in the Outer Worlds, to be honest. It kind of kills the game a little bit for me. It's just a little...
It's too comedic, I think.
Yeah, it's like doing weird. The Marvel, like, oh, that just happened.
Yeah,
like
Marvel Borderlands, shit.
Yeah. And that's maybe a product of a long development and a time when it was made or whatnot. But I definitely think the Outer Worlds is like... It's a serviceable game, and it started something, and I'm really excited as well to try out 2, because I think maybe 2 will be...
One thing I do actually have to say, like, I really liked about the first game was I felt like the combat felt like a lot more like arcadian fun.
Yeah.
Than
I love the combat.
Like,
I think it's
Fallout.
Great.
Like Fallout, I'm like, ugh.
Fallout feels clunky in comparison.
Yeah, and
like Outer Worlds feels polished in its combat and its movement and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's one thing I know it's hot and debated. Just getting into kind of another game. This one I mentioned briefly, Starfield, is that game. I know it's got a lot of hate, but like I will say it makes me more excited for future Bethesda games because it feels like they've brought a lot. I know. Oh my God, we can't just land on every world and do everything, bro. It's first of all that game has. They're like, well. Blah 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 could do it. Fucking whatever that game's called that everybody loves.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky could do it, bro. No Man's Sky isn't
a different game.
Yeah, it's not a big ass open world RPG. Like, yes, it sucks. You can like you just plan on a planet and it's like, cool. This is where I'm going. This is a little thing I have here. But do some of the stuff on there super cool. Like you find like the Thing style areas. You find like a space Batman area. Like it's like some really cool stuff that you don't get in like even in something like Outer Worlds. Like there's cool stuff in there, like cool little things, but like Bethesda is still, I will say, the master of small side stories.
Yeah. That
like are maybe a little less like it's nothing like a full
side quest.
Like something like
in Cyberpunk. It's not like a full like Cyberpunk side quest where there's like a whole thing to it.
But it's like a world where you can explore
it's the Easter egg style.
Yeah, and it's like these are fully thought out, well made, well written, and yeah. Sorry.
And I was just gonna say I think the controversy around Starfield is really ridiculous. I think it's the same problem that I have with people who were... It's hype. It's people get caught up in the hype of something. It's going to be the same with GTA 6, unfortunately, for people. And people are thinking that's going to be like God's gift to video games. And then I promise you that we're going to have the same conversations that we had about Starfield, that we had about Cyberpunk, because games take longer to develop now, especially big games like that, and they're never going to live up to the hype that is built around them and the mythos that is built around them coming. It's something like, just as an aside and a tangent, because you told me the other day that Hytale is finally coming out. It's a game we've talked about a lot, and we had a lot of hype for. I feel like when the initial kind of trailers and stuff were out for it, that's a game I feel like at this point just don't release it, because it's going to get chewed up. Even if it's a good game, it's going to get chewed the fuck up. And I think that's the problem, and that's what happened to Starfield, is everybody was expecting this, like, you know, the perfect space RPG, the, like, Star Citizen on crack, like, space RPG. And it's like, I know Bethesda. I never expected that. What I expected was a Bethesda game where you go to different planets, and that's what it is. And you have to appreciate it for what it is. And like, if you like Bethesda games, you're probably going to enjoy some aspect of it. Now, could the story have probably been better? Because from what I've heard, that's also a big drag. Sure. Yeah. But as far as the gameplay and the construction of the game, I think it's probably one of their masterworks.
Yeah, and I will say, like, the story, like, I know it's a big thing. I'm not gonna lie, like, playing that world, dude, first of all, there's some really cool parts of the story. Like, overall, the overarching story of just, like, oh, let's find these treasures. Like, let's have a intergalactic fucking treasure hunt. Whatever. Not crazy. There's some cool parts about it where you get, like, cool, like, powers that let you do shit. Like, yeah. But over, like, when you get into certain parts, like, there's a part where you get, like, you infiltrate, like, a criminal organization. That part's sick. That's a sick part of the story. And, like, kind of somewhat figuring out the mystery of, like, these alien tech people is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
It kind of, like, the twist of the game kind of, like, I was like, it's like, it is what it is, but overall, just kind of blurry there for a second. Kind of iffy, but
yeah, I just think it's one I'm definitely gonna visit. I'm kind of waiting for them to finally put it out on PlayStation. But yeah. It's definitely one, like, I'm excited to jump into and, like, have some fun with. I think people get caught up in the controversy, get caught up in the discourse around things and all those things. And it's like, I mean, you know, there's still no studio other than, like, there's very few game studios who can pull that kind of thing off.
Yeah.
And so I think you have to give Bethesda the credit. And I just hope that the press around Starfield doesn't discourage them from doing more with that in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
In the very far future, in the 2040s, when they finally finish Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5.
Yeah, I guess I kind of took the floor for the games we're talking about. Is there any other, like, new IPs that you...
No, and like I said, we can talk briefly about Clair Obscur, but I honestly really would just want to save it for the retrospective. Yeah. Because that's going to be, like, our next podcast episode, probably. But yeah, look out for that. We're going to talk about Clair Obscur. That's the big new IP, I think, that I want to talk about. I will say briefly, what I'm excited about as far as Clair Obscur is that it did so well, and they're doing, at least from what all the interviews I read, they want to do, like, a Final Fantasy type thing where Clair Obscur is the series, Expedition 33 is the game, and they want to take the ideas from this game and use them for the next project, but do something else, do something new. And I think that is a very smart way to handle what they have on their hands, and I'm really excited to see where they go with it.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if there's... I know, like, there's some ones I didn't even bring up. Like, I'm just gonna rattle some. Like,
just shoot some off.
The Returnal people. Like, that was a super cool game, and they're making another one that will be super cool. I haven't played Control. I know you played, like, a little bit of Control.
Oh yeah, I played Control.
That's a newer IP. I don't know.
It's about to get a sequel, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say briefly, I think Control is really fun. It's a fun little action third-person shooter, and I think the story is really intriguing. I don't even know why I stopped playing it, to be honest. Like, I was having fun with it, like, consistently. I think I might have been moving at the time from my old apartment, and so I just didn't have the time, and I never got back to it. It's a game I want to beat, but I definitely recommend jumping into it if you're interested in that style of game. It's very cool. It gets, like, kind of psychedelic and weird, too. So, it's like I don't know, the whole game is like a fever dream, but it's also just, like, a solid, like, third-person shooter action game. And I know later in the game you get, like, crazy superpowers, so...
Yeah. I guess I completely forgot one that actually is a pretty big one for me.
Yeah.
Dispatch. That was a new IP this year. Yeah, that one I thought was awesome.
A lot of people are
like,
I'm not
really even, like, I'm not that big into visual novels either. It was something that I was like, I'll check this out and see how it goes. Super fun, super enjoyable story. Like, the writers on that were definitely on their A game, And I think if you're gonna be making, to me at least, for visual novels to actually engage me, you need to be writing a great story.
Yeah.
I will say my only problem with that game is it's a little almost too hands off for some parts. There's still like gameplay elements, like the whole dispatch thing where you're like sending heroes to different locations to like do tasks and like having to manage. It's almost like a sim game when you're not just going through the story. So it's kind of an interesting way of doing it. But
Yeah.
overall, um, yeah, I think that's really all for new.
Yeah.
Is there any like new? I don't know if there's any like new IPs coming out that I can think of.
That I'm like, I mean, if we're talking about new IPs or like just new like franchises like 007,
Yeah,
I mean, it's coming. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not really. Like, I guess we can like kind of wrap this. I would like to wrap this episode. I don't want to drag everybody out for too long, but we did kind of say we were going to just throw in like games we're excited for this upcoming year as like a third topic. So, what are like your hype games other than? Well, no. What are your hype games for 2026? Because I think we have some pretty similar ones.
yeah, I would say 007 is definitely one. Um,
Wolverine.
yeah, Wolverine. I'm definitely excited to. I'm intrigued to see what happens in with GTA 6. Crimson Desert is another one that I'm
Ooh,
very
yeah.
very.
I was gonna say that Crimson Desert. I'm interested in.
Yeah, I've been like following that like since that first trailer dropped. I was like, holy cow!
I
This
feel like
looks
that's
insane.
right up my alley. So I'm
Yeah,
really interested in that. Crimson Desert, Wolverine 007. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with GTA 6. Like, I am gonna be interested to see what happens with it.
yeah. This is gonna be pretty big too because we got like RE Requiem coming out.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty cool. Pragmata, which is one of those games I really want to see how it plays. That seems.
I
Like
think this is
super
gonna be
unique.
another hitter year. I mean, the Game Awards this year are probably gonna be crazy.
Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero comes out this year, which is a
Ooh,
game that's been hyped
I'm
for.
super excited for that.
Neo 3. I still need to beat the first two.
Yeah, me too.
Invincible Versus. That's a fighting game. Actually, I'm super interested in coming out from the.
The Avatar
Okay,
fighting game is
the
also
Killer
coming
Instinct.
out. I think.
Oh yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be a lot. And then what was the other one? Oh, Monster Hunter Stories 3. I think it's cool they're continuing that story because that or continuing that series because that was a pretty like at least from playing the second one, like the combat's pretty
Yeah.
fun and unique.
I really want to play
and
the
it's-
first one.
Yeah, I've heard the first one's kind of like the weakest one. Like it's a good.
Yeah, but I'd
base,
like to start at the beginning. Is all I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
saying.
of
Like,
course.
but I've been playing too many turn-based games. I gotta calm down.
Yeah, it's so hard, dude, with how many games are coming out for everything.
Yeah, I mean, this year I think is going to be a really stacked one as far as games I want to play, like when they come out.
Yeah,
Because there's at least 3 or 4 where I'm like, I really am probably gonna have to pick those up. Because I really laxed on like the last 2 years. It usually takes me like a solid year to actually play a game. Like Stellar Blade is a great example. Like I waited like a year to play
Oh.
Stellar Blade.
yeah. DQ7, the remake. I am super interested.
D-
Because Dragon Quest.
Oh,
7?
oh yeah. Because they're like changing the whole combat system.
Yeah. Oh no, never mind. I thought it was.
Is that coming out this year? Dragon Quest Seven remake.
Yeah, it's coming out in February, I think.
I just wonder why they didn't do the series in order. Because they did the first 3. Now they're doing 7. Why didn't they do 5 and 6 and then 7 and then do 8?
This is completely. This is like a full 3D remake of a game. Like I think it's probably just a different team
Oh, okay.
fully because it's the HD 2D guys that are doing the other one or they're focused on that. Oh, that Mouse PI for Hire, that game we talked about a little bit. That like boomer shooter that's like in the old cartoon style.
Oh yeah, that game looks sick.
Yeah, that's super cool. Let's see, I'm just looking at some of these random ones on here. Oh, Lego Batman, the new one that's like the Arkham game.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
pretty interested in that too. I think that'll be cool.
No, yeah, I think this is gonna be a fucking stacked year. I'm really interested. I don't know because we were kind of talking in the beginning of the episode. I'm not sure that we'll play anything for the channel that comes out this year, but we might do some retrospectives because I'm sure we're gonna be playing some of this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like it's going to be an interesting year for everything, and I think, oh, is that game coming out? Oh, dude, Dino Blade, dude, that game that's like the
Oh, the dinosaur sword fighting game.
Yeah,
Oh my god! I remember when that guy was like making like YouTube shorts of like the
yeah,
very early development, and now that it's like becoming like a real full game, I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah, dude. Some of the combat looks like insane.
We'll have to
He's
do a
like
video
adding
on
more and
that.
more
That one we
characters.
should do a video on,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm super interested in that,
and I think
how
we'll
it
probably
actually.
do a video on the Invincible game as well because it's one we're both kind of hyped for. I want to
Yeah,
check out that Avatar fighting game too because it looks sick.
yeah.
That might be out actually. I might just be stupid. I don't know.
I don't know if that is that like. I know it's not Avatar.
Avatar: The
There's like
Last
that
Airbender.
the no, I know
Oh, it is coming out this year, summer.
the like almost Avatar like game.
What do you mean?
Um, the shoot, dude, it's like just it's like an action game, but you have like basically like earth bending, wind bending, like all the abilities of
Yeah, I'm not
like
sure.
Avatar. But it's coming. I don't know when that comes out, but that seems
Ah!
interesting. Um, I don't. Is that Lords of the Fallen 2 comes out this year? I'm also interested in that. To see how it comes out. Yeah, Wolverine, of course, we've talked about. Mortal Shell 2 comes out.
Oh, interesting, interesting. That's another game I
Oh,
never beat.
the new Onimusha's coming out this year as well.
Hmm.
Dude, there's just so many games coming out. It's gonna be a hard year to play every game, but
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna just pick the ones.
yeah,
I think for
it's
me, like my big ones are 007 and Wolverine. Those are like the two that I'm really the most excited for. But
yeah, definitely, definitely. But I guess that's where we can, I guess, end this off. Kind of
yeah,
a
yeah,
simple one. Uh, but yeah, stay tuned for the Expedition 33 review. Yeah, the last game I had on here.
yeah. That'll be the next episode of Two Guys One Show. Will be Expedition 33 retrospective. And keep watching Kingdom Hearts. Stay tuned for the other series this year, and I'm sure we'll do a bunch of other random videos. If you want to hear us talk about comic books and stuff, come to my channel, Colossus Night. It should be in the description. If you want to hear us talk about movies and horror movies, go to Spode Studios.
Yeah,
That's also in the description. If you want to hear us talk about music, go to Fig Nukin Records. Yeah, I think that's all the plugs.
yeah.
Thank you guys so
Well,
much for everything, for all the
yeah,
support, for all the new subs, for all the likes, and hoping to get some new people in here come this new year. I have high hopes for this year as far as like the channel is concerned and stuff like this. I think it's going to be a good one. So thank you everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.
yeah. Oh, and before we do pick off, I'll just give like a quick shout out. So we are doing Spider-Man Rain for your channel soon. So check
Yeah,
that out,
yeah.
and then we'll be doing Alien Earth for
Spiller
Spiller
Studios.
Studios.
Yeah, that'll
So
be the
check that out.
review.
That all should be in January this month.
So
So
whenever this video's out, go to those channels because those videos will probably be around the same time. Well, I know Spider-Man Rain will be. Alien Earth
yeah,
might not be till late in the month, but
yeah, that'll be probably later.
and
in the
Claire
month, but
Obscure, I can't promise will be this month, but I'm pretty sure it will be.
yep.
And
All right, guys.
meta at the end of the episode. It depends on if I finish it this week or not. But we'll see. Thank you guys so
Hopefully
much.
soon. Peace.
Peace.